Hey guys, I wanted to do a quick video on market direction, current market direction, just kind of a review of kind of what's going on currently, and just give some insights to the market sentiment right now. So if we look at the ES, if you're looking at everything right now at a glance, everything's still below the 21. So for me, and that 21 EMA is that red line here. So for me right now, I'm not really bullish on the market as of yet until I start seeing some closes above that 21 EMA. But starting kind of from left to right, we'll look at. So we got the ES, so the futures. You can see here, Friday, we got a hammer here, but you can see it was a little bit bearish. And then we closed below that 21. So currently we're sitting below the 21 on the NQ futures. So that the QQQ futures, we're sitting below the 21. One thing that to note too is this green line is 100 EMA, and the 21, obviously, like I said before, is the red line. When you start seeing a lower EMA cross, a higher EMA, that's either up or down. That means there essentially is going to be a change of momentum. It may be short lived. It may be a longer term change. But right now, you can see that 21 is crossing below that 100, which is not really good news for the market. Especially the NQ, since they're showing signs of being weaker. You can see the Dow is not as weak as the NQ because it's not crossing below that 100-day yet, but you can see NQ showing a little bit more weakness. VIX is below the 21 as well, but you can see it's kind of been basing and it's looking to possibly move back above it. The Dixie is the dollar. So what the dollar is essentially, it trades inverse of the market. So the market's going down, the dollar's usually going up, and vice versa, right? This is the Audi yen or Aussie yen. Essentially, what this is referred to as a carry trade. I look at this. I don't, look at it like a ton and base a lot off of it, but I just like to take a glance at it to see if it's kind of aligned with the overall market. But essentially, the carry trade means, just for simple mechanics on it, if the trade is going up. So right, if we're bullish, that means the market should be going up. If it's going down, that means the market should be going down. If it's going up, we're putting on risk, and then if it's going down, that risk is being taken off, right? So the SPY and the Q, you can see here, essentially it kind of looked like, on the second here. So like on that past Thursday, I believe, here on the SPY and the Q, it looks like we had kind of a hanging man type scenario where we got kind of that hammer at the top on both of those, and then we start going lower. It's essentially a bearish reversal signal, but you can see where the Qs really have aligned with the futures as well, where that 21 is really crossing below that 100. Like I said before, is not a good sign for continued bullish movement. And the SPY is just kind of basing right at that 100-day. But anything can happen. But as of right now, things do look like they may go lower. We'll see how things play out next week. Definitely with some big earnings last week. Got some earnings coming into this week. But we'll just take what the market gives us. I mean, these last couple of weeks has really been really just volatile, and it's really been just trading in a zone, right? The market really hasn't trended a ton. Hasn't been any great setups. You have to be right now really picky about your setups. So we'll see how things work out coming into the next week. But I really like to see those candles will start closing above this 21 on the SPY and the Q, and start basing above that 21 before we start to have before me, I guess, before I really start to have some sentiments that the market's going to actually start to go to higher highs. So with that being said, hopefully you had a good trading week. Hopefully you didn't make stupid mistakes. And once again, top two things you want to do is mitigate risk. Another thing is take A plus setups, right? So, anyways, have a good weekend. Get your study on, and I will talk with you guys later.